and welcome along. It's getting closer as we continue the countdown to Britain's biggest outdoor boxing event of modern times. Ricky Hatton against Juan Lazcano, the record-breaking homecoming at the City of Manchester Stadium tomorrow night, a show that will feature 5 title fights in all. Johnny Nelson will be part of our big fight team. Well, the weigh-in has taken place at a noisy Trafford Centre in Manchester. Ian Darke was there.
They were queuing 5.5 hours before the weigh-in at Manchester's Trafford shopping complex. Up to 5,000 fans, some of them hanging over balconies, waiting for a glimpse of their homecoming hero.
I left mine at 8 o'clock this morning. I've been on my way since like 9.
It's just the atmosphere and get the feeling for the fight tomorrow night, get ready for it.
Juan Lazcano was first on the scales. The former world lightweight title contender had no problem making the 10-stone limit.
9 stone, 13 pounds, 11 ounces for the challenger.
The reception for Hatton was simply thunderous. Remember, he was up at welterweight 10.5 stone for the Mayweather defeat. Here, nearing 30 years of age, he had to lose a further ½ stone.
1 stone, 13-11 for the defending champion.
I had no core rules, no worries. It's an effort, like it always is, but no problem. I mean, jumping out my skin.
Lazcano playfully ruffled Hatton's hair as they posed for pictures. But moments later, he was in fighting mode.
We understand that it's going to be a tough fight. He's a tough son of a gun, but we're ready. If it was Floyd Mayweather, I would be ready, and I would put Floyd Mayweather on his back and give him his first loss. So it's Ricky Hatton. It just happens to be Ricky Hatton, and I will flatten Ricky Hatton. It's not just win, got to shine in it as well. So say to all these critics that I am back. The Mayweather fight hasn't affected me, and I'm back as good as ever. And believe you me, I will do.
We'll find out soon. Well, let's get straight to the City of Manchester Stadium, where Ian has been joined by Jim Watt.
Well, Jim and I are now at ringside at the fantastic City of Manchester Stadium. But just going back to the weigh-in, Jim, you saw both fighters. They've both made the weight. How did they look to you?
Well, I thought they both looked fantastic. I mean, Ricky makes 10 stone for the 30th time in his career. We know he has to punish his body to make the weight limit, so we have to ask that question again. How much has he had to punish himself? Is there still plenty in the tank? We won't find that out until Saturday.
Think back to that Mayweather weigh-in where Hatton was expending a lot of emotional energy, was playing to the crowd there. Don't think that was good for him. This was good this time, wasn't it? Straight back away and into the car.
Yeah, and I think he was reacting to Mayweather most of the time. I mean, this has been conducted in good spirits all the way through. A couple of good pros who know what's expected of them. But I thought Ricky was a little bit pensive. I think maybe the pressure of this huge event is beginning to tell on him.
What about Lazcano? He was ruffling Hatton's hair there, quite playful, but he was full of fighting talk afterwards. He's really coming alive this week now, isn't he?
Yeah, it's actually the most confident I've seen Lazcano. Some fighters don't cope with the media too well in the lead up to a fight, but it's the way he does things, it's his personality, and he knows it's the biggest chance of his life and the last chance of his life, so he's going to be a handful.
So final preparations underway here at ringside. This is all boiling up very nicely.
It is boiling up very nicely indeed. What did you make of the demeanour, the way that Ricky Hatton looked there?
His body structure was well proportioned. He trained very hard for it. Believe it or not, I think Ricky really struggled to make that weight. You could see how he was talking afterwards. His mouth was dry, it was tight. He'll pile the weight back on, or pile some poundage back on, so he feels strong and fresh tomorrow. For Lazcano, he's got the height, he's got the reach to cause problems for Ricky. But the body's there for Ricky to work on. But I think the crowd as well. That is intimidating. That was a bigger crowd than I get from my fights. Incredible atmosphere it's going to be. What about the mental side of things? He got things wrong for the Mayweather fight. Is he getting it right this time? He got emotionally involved at the weigh-in for the Mayweather fight, and that is draining. For this one, he was calm. He knew exactly what the mistakes were he did the last time. He thinks, I get business done when the bell goes, and that's what his mind is set to do. And Lazcano getting a bit cocky? Yeah, he's got to get cocky. He's got to have a bit of front. He will try and back his word up. But I think when the fight comes to it and he feels Ricky's power, he'll then start to think twice about what he's going to do. All right, so what can we expect from Ricky Hatton's move back down to the light welterweight division, where he's thrilled us for more than a decade? Adam Smith reports.
For this comeback fight, Ricky Hatton returns to the weight he has dominated for almost his whole career, the light welterweight division.
But I'm #1 in this division, and I've got to go out there and prove that by beating Juan Lazcano.
The Hitman's highlights have all come at 10 stone. From capturing the British title in a bloody battle with John Thaxton, to taking care of top men like Vince Phillips, Ben Tackey and Ray Oliveira, to that peak when he beat the sensational light welterweight king, Kostya Tszyu.
He is the champion of the world! The Hitman really has arrived in the big time!
Hatton made the jump into the 10 stone 7 division to test the welterweight waters. A hard encounter with Luis Collazo almost cost him in the final round, but Hatton did capture a world title to become a 2-weight champion. Decent wins back in his natural light welterweight division followed against Juan Urango and Jose Luis Castillo. But then Hatton moved up again for a dream chance against modern great Floyd Mayweather.
Ricky Hatton is beaten for the first time in his career, and the dream dies.
I wasn't bothered about lasting the distance, I was bothered about winning, and maybe I put my head on the block there to be chopped off. You know, and if the same thing happened again, I'd do it again. That's what Ricky Hatton's all about.
There's a lot of fighters get knocked out, a lot of fighters get stopped, a lot of fighters get hurt. I mean, I've seen every situation, but I've never seen it happen to Ricky. He'll adapt to this situation, and he'll come through stronger because of it.
Hatton's eased himself back down under nutritionist Kerry Kays. But he turns 30 this year, and weight making does become harder the older you get.
I think it shows for the condition that I'm in. I'm not saying I needed a kick up the backside, but sometimes, you know, when you have a defeat, you know, it gives you that extra oomph in your training camp to come back and prove people wrong.
Hatton's convinced he's still the biggest and best 10-stone fighter in the world, and now it's time to prove that against the highly ranked Juan Lazcano.
At this moment in time, I don't think there's anybody at 140 pounds who can beat Ricky Hatton.
A Ricky Hatton win and a Ricky Hatton wonderful performance. I mean, I'm not going to say how I'm going to win, what I am going to win, and it'll certainly be exciting.
Confident, isn't he? Well, let's get back to Manchester, where Adam Smith is with a man who's played a key role in Ricky Hatton's preparation. His nutritionist is Kerry Kays.
Well, joining me is the man who's responsible for getting Ricky Hatton back down to 10 stone. First of all, Kerry, how easy was it having had his last fight up at 10-7?
Well, it's easy because we do it properly. You know, we've got a few little tricks up our sleeve that we do, and you know, everybody always says that Ricky can't make the weight. We've been working with Ricky now for maybe 20 fights, as long ago as the Stephen Smith fights, and he's made the weight every time. He was 139.9, so I consider that a bullseye, or as near as you can get to the bullseye. Matthew Hatton won 146.9, so yeah, I'm really pleased. My fight's done now. It's over for me now.
What about Ricky back at 10 stone? I mean, is he going to be more powerful? Is he more suited to it physically? Is he going to be so much stronger than Lazcano, do you think?
Yeah, because, you know, it's I organise his body, and, you know, we were told that the last fight was 147. I had 12 weeks in to try and put 7 pounds of lean meat on him, because anybody can get in the ring with an extra 7 pounds of body fat. That was never the issue. So we managed to put about 5 pounds on him, as you know. But the reality is, we can't increase his reach. We can't make his structure bigger. I mean, if I had 2 years, I could make Ricky a cruiserweight, but it doesn't mean it's the right weight for him. You know, 140 is the weight for him. We all know that.
What sort of performance are we going to see back at 10 stone from Ricky Hatton Saturday night?
Well, I mean, I think you're going to find Ricky's probably going to go out there. He wants to prove to 55,000 fans that he's still the man. And I think Lazcano doesn't realise it, but Lazcano's going to be fighting on Saturday night 55,001 person. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be a great night. We're all going to enjoy it. And you believe me, Ricky's going to perform.
Yeah, back at welterweight, he probably will do.